Good day, Georgetown. It's Wednesday. It's time for the midweek newsreel. We have 4 items for you today to chew on and to be aware of. And I'm here today with Amy Kutsier, who is our facilities coordinator. And Amy, you and I are here in this location because of the good work that was done last week to bring some renovation to our hospitality house. Georgetown owns 2 houses. One is Micah's house, where we do our outreach ministries. Weekly, there are folks who come there for food and clothing. Our hospitality house, which is blue, is designated and dedicated to missionaries who are on furlough. So when they come back into the area, we have housing for them. And not just Georgetown missionaries, but sometimes missionaries from other congregations. Amy spearheaded a team of staff members as well as church volunteers last week to give this a spruce up. So can you tell us, or tell them a little bit about what happened last week?
So this house has fallen under a lot of uncare under my tutelage over 9 years. Anyway, we decided we needed to give it a little bit of a facelift and a little loving. It seemed like a huge project, and we had 1 week to do it, and it was like, oh, can we get it done, or can we get it done? There's a lot of rotted wood around the windows and the doors and the garage. The front porch posts were rotting. We had someone come and repair all that. We had people come and scrape paint off the wood. Once that was done, the little stuff, the prep stuff was done, then we had to prime the wood. We painted 2 coats of paint on it. We had cedar shutters made. We replaced the old green ones. We put these beautiful cedar shutters up. We painted the doors. We were going to replace them, but they ended up looking nice once we cleaned them up and painted them. We put new lights on outside, new doorknobs that were always sticking or not working.
The other thing you've mentioned that was a bit of a surprise or a discovery for you was what?
Was the fact that, we sponsor all these missionaries, and I just kind of assumed they all knew each other, but apparently they don't. Anyway, last week we were able to have Josh and Luca Sharda here. Tim Sleeterike was here, and then Tim and Carrie Willoughby, who are staying in here just for this month, helped every single day. And it was interesting to me that they didn't know each other. I mean, Tim and Josh, because they're brothers, but they don't know the Willoughbys. The Willoughbys didn't know them. So it was great. We had lunch under the trees every afternoon. Carrie provided lunch for a couple of days, and we brought lunch in other days, and it was nice to see them interact, and they could share their pains and their joys on the mission field. And I'm thinking, why do they not know each other already?
Because they're all over the world usually,
I know,
right? They're on furlough once at a time, except for this time.
So that was such a great blessing to see them connect with each other.
That's good.
And it was so nice that they helped out on the home that they call home when they're here.
Yeah. Good.
And now it's a beautiful home. Gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Great.
So what Amy and what we are saying is thank you. Thank you for all the ways in which you've stepped up, the way you volunteered, and once again we present the need to Georgetown, and Georgetown responds.
Yeah, it was wonderful. God always provides. He always does.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So 3 other things in addition to the thank you and the view of this home that we want to give you. The first is that every week we put a special project in front of you. Sometimes the deacons think of this as a second offering, but we put it in front of you as something for us to do together, to galvanize together, whether that's hygiene bags or back to school supplies or room at the inn. We decided that with school beginning and with the way that we've been hitting you with these throughout the summer, we're going to take a week or 2 off, and probably after Labor Day, the next thing we're going to put in front of you, something that's been approved by the deacons, is another fundraiser for Habitat for Humanity. So you don't have to think about additional giving and participating at this time. If there's anything you can do, you can be praying for us as we get ready to launch a new ministry year, and to pray especially around the need for volunteers and participation in the life of our body. Church life, like school life and everything, is in this state of profound adjustment. And we've got plans moving forward that we'll attach to this email. But just know we're not going to ask for additional stuff or funds for these special projects for a couple of weeks. Thank you for all of the ways in which you've contributed, the ways in which you've participated. If there's extra giving you want to give to Georgetown, of course that's appreciated. We continue to be amazed at the steady ways in which you communicate a sense of connection and the ways in which you financially support Georgetown, where our giving is ahead of where we were a year ago. So thank you so much for all the ways in which you continue to connect in the life of our body. The second thing we want to highlight for you is a missionary meet and greet, which is Saturday night. It's going to be here, 6 to 7:30. Meet, as Eric joked last year, is hot dogs. Greet is greet the Willoughbys. In the event of inclement weather, we will meet under the awning to be protected from rain if there is any more rain. The last thing I want to share with you is our planned launch for the fall and the spring, really. It's going to be a preaching series. It's going to be family devotions. It's going to be activities that you can do around the community. We are calling it crosswords. Why crosswords? Well, what are the words on a vertical line in our relationship with God that deepen our relationship with Him? And if you think of the Psalms, you can think of the vocabulary that's used in the Psalms. Things like help, why, I'm sorry, what can I do, thank you. These are the kinds of words that we're going to spend a month on, each one of those words from September until April or May or so. We're going to take a little break for Advent. But in our sermon series, we're going to ask our guest pastors to join in on this, to think about if the word for the month of September is, what is it? I'm listening.
I'm listening.
Okay. If the word for the month of September is I'm listening, what are the ways in which we can put I'm listening into practice? Well, the staff will give you devotional guides, texts that will highlight this. I'll do a couple sermons each month on that. We'll ask guest pastors to do the same, to partner with us in this. In the month of November, we're going to be thinking of the word thank you, a month when we oftentimes think about thank you. But it's not just going to be words that draw us closer to God, but that deepen relationship and connection to one another. And so this interface, this vertical line of our relationship with God, our horizontal line with relationships with one another, we're going to be thinking about what are those words that deepen relationships. We know in these COVID-19 days, when everybody's stress level is up to here and we continue to all be COVID cranky and COVID stressed, because we are in this new world, we need to find ways of deepening relationships with one another and with God. The staff's excited about the launch of this series. You're going to read and hear more about it, but we wanted to give you this little teaser, this little appetizer of what is yet to come. On this day and every day, the peace of Christ to you.